Hey everyone, just confirming that you are here to watch the Hasbro Action Brands panel featuring G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Ghostbusters.
How's everybody in TV land? Start with about, I don't know, 30 seconds.
All right, we have now stalled for a sufficient amount of time. Let's see. Oh, how close do I have to be? Is that better? There we go. All right. Welcome to the Hasbro Non-Disney Action Brands panel of New York Comic Con. Great news if you want to come and hang out with us after the panel.
Hey, thanks for being here, man.
And follow, and we would love to see you. All right. So we will start off. I will just frame it up with an agenda so that we all have an idea of what to expect. We're going to start off with Transformers. We're going to do a little behind-the-scenes development kit on Ghostbusters, and then we're going to transition over to G.I. Joe. Does that sound good to everybody? First things first. There are, depending on how familiar you are with things, actually, no, it doesn't matter. There's some we've literally never seen before on this panel. So we will all go through and introduce ourselves. There are going to be two humans in the middle who are likely going to be new, one who definitely will be new, and we will be extra nice to them because this is the first time we've had them do a panel in front of a room full of people. Hi, I'm Emily. I do marketing on our marketing communications team for our fan-focused Action Brands portfolio, and I today am joined by...
I'm Evan, product designer on Transformers. Hello.
I'm Pat. I'm product and graphics for the Ghostbusters brand over there. Hi everybody, I'm Mark. I am the brand writer for G.I. Joe and on Marvel Legends comic stuff.
Hello everyone, I'm Lenny. I'm the product designer on G.I. Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony. I'm the master model artist on G.I. Joe.
We are very excited to have both Pat and Mark joining us at the panel. And fun fact, this is actually the first time Mark has gotten to meet the team because he does not work where we are in the Rhode Island office. So we didn't actually know what was going to be here down on him. Could just be a torso, you know. But it's been absolutely lovely having you here.
I had to look at it.
He lives here, so yeah.
I never disappointed there were no robot things.
Yeah. You have time to remember. Yeah.
I couldn't check them on the phone.
That's fair. All right, perfect. So we are going to start off with Transformers.
Speaking of robots.
Speaking of, wow, that's a beautiful transition.
But okay, I guess starting off, we do have like one or two new reveals in here, but it's pretty bare bones, I'll be honest. A lot of this is catch up from what we revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, so please don't destroy me after the panel.
And then, just so that everybody is aware, this is the first of 4 conventions we're doing in the next 2 months. So one of the reasons why some of these may be slightly more bare bones than you're used to is because we've had to spread the reveals and the new product news out across all of those events. So make sure that you're staying tuned for news from mainly from Transformers and Joe at those shows. Great. All right.
Okay.
Would you like to start off with perhaps some Age of the Primes?
All right. 2026 Age of the Primes, here we go. All right, so as we previously revealed at San Diego Comic-Con, our deluxe first wave for 2026 is stacked. So here we have Sure Shot, Blast Stop, the first of the Combaticons that will be coming out. Jalopy, a wonderful redeco that Mark wanted to make sure to get out there. Don't you? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Quick Strike, which I know everybody's been waiting for because we're trying to finish our Beast Wars cast, and obviously 2026 is a
You're welcome.
anniversary for Beast Wars. So we want to make sure to get that out there. And then obviously we have Quintus Prime. I guess I'll do a little bit of talk about Quintus Prime. I do not work on any of the Age of the Prime stuff, that is all Mark. But he is currently on paternity leave right now because he is celebrating the birth of his little boys that he just So this means I get Mark's work as well for the next couple months. Yes, exactly.
So, question from somebody who does not know anything about this part of Transformers.
Yes. A futuristic space squid, if you will. So, I'm sure in the preview video that we did at San Diego Comic-Con, Mark and I kind of joked back and forth that he is a mysterious jellyfish. And we kept saying that because when this was in development with Kunihiro-san at Takara Tomy, he said he wanted to embody the mysterious jellyfish nature of it. So that kind of became a joke back and forth with us. It's like, he's a mysterious jellyfish. But yeah, he ended up being super cool. Mark made sure to get in a bunch of clear parts on him to really bring out that mysteriousness. And yeah, I guess we're gonna move on from Deluxe.
Beautiful.
Again, this is catch-up, as everybody has already known. We have the second of our Combinacons, so we have Voyager Class Brawl, Voyager Class Animated Wreck-Gar, and Amalgamus Prime. We're very close to finishing the 13. They will be done in 2026. Amalgamus Prime, I don't know how we were supposed to make that. He's supposed to be able to turn into an infinite, combination number of things. So the idea was to make him a weaponizer. Mark worked with Yuki-san over at Takara Tomy. Yuki-san primarily works on masterpiece items and things like that, but we had a brief stint with him on our team where he could work on mainline items, and they developed this wonderful design where you can pick them apart and rearrange them however you want and make whatever you want.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Yep, let's do it. All right, leader. Razor Claw, redeco of Tigerhawk that everybody loves, and for the first time ever, Big Convoy. I say first time ever because it's the first time we've actually been able to get Convoy as the character name and not call him Optimus Prime. So again, this is another item that is celebrating the big anniversary that we have coming up for Beast Wars, and we wanted to make sure to get out there. Magmatron came out a couple years ago that everybody loved, and we wanted to make sure that we got his maximal rival out there for everybody to enjoy.
So, no pressure. What is your favorite of the robots that transform into animals?
Why would you do this to me?
I know, right?
No pressure, but
No,
Yeah,
no pressure.
There's a silence.
You know what? It's probably Silver Bolt, just because you get the wolf and the eagle, so it's a twofer. Like, yeah.
Good answer. Very
Yeah,
good.
okay, moving on.
Would anybody else like to answer for those who are playing and looking at you, since you spent a lot of time on Transformers?
Tigatron.
Oh, see, you didn't even hesitate.
Oh, Jesus, make me look down.
I'm hesitating, here I go.
Don't worry, I'll heckle you on the wall. So, all right, so Commander Onslaught. So please bear with us. In a couple weeks at NCA London, we'll actually be displaying the model. It will be a gray model and maybe an EP1 prototype. So in a couple weeks, we'll actually get him out there so you can see what the frame looks like and what he looks like. I hope you're all excited to see him. Mark and Hisui-san put a lot of work into him, and he's probably turning out to be one of the best combiners we've ever done. He looks really cool. But yes, please stay tuned. In a couple weeks, we'll have more photos, more information on him.
Excellent. And now, Studio Series.
Ooh.
All right, so obviously we have our TF1 Arachnid, and also everything that we've been showing off so far is displayed down in our booth. Please pop on down if you'd like to get better photos of it all. But yes, TF1 Arachnid, I'm very happy with the positive reception of this figure so far. Yeah, she's a lot of fun, and Jima-san put a lot of work into it. We have Transformers The Last Night Barricade. It's a good figure. We were happy to get this back out there. And of course, we have Windcharger from the 86 that everybody's been waiting for. Arachnid and Barricade, their pre-orders went up back in September, but Windcharger's pre-order will actually go up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So, hope you all are excited for that. And the other 86 character that we'll be pre-ordering tomorrow.
Oh, this is more.
Oh, okay, here we go. Here's a glory shot of Windcharger. Worked with Kunihiro-san on this, so he comes with his magnetic energy blast effect that we wanted to make sure to get in there because he's literally one of the most powerful cyber
They
criminals
mentioned that
exist.
most of the Transformers part will be a recap from San Diego Comic-Con. But they do have a couple of new things.
2 times in the animation, and then they forgot about it. Other than the comics, where it's horrific when you rip someone in half. But it's fantastic. But now moving on to Voyager. So, yes, so 86 Thundercracker will also go up for pre-order tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And everybody has been wonderfully giving me their checklist of colors. They can't wait to see this molded, and I am more than happy to say we will do them all. We'll make sure every rare variant of Seeker, we will use this mold to get that out there. I absolutely promise you that. And then we have, obviously, TF1 Alpha Trion. Fantastic character, showed up as the mentor figure in the TF1 movie. We wanted to make sure to get his unicorn lion, and this is also the battle damage version, which we have not done before. Yeah, he's just a really cool lion unicorn. Wanted to get him out there.
And some
Yep, so worked with Yuki-san on this. Obviously, he worked on the masterpiece Seeker mold before, and he brought a lot of learnings, I think, into this. It just turned out to be a fantastic figure. Really embodies and captures that whole G1 aesthetic in a lot of cleaner ways than I think we've ever been able to get. Yeah, it's just a fantastic mold. If you want to see it more in person, come on down to our booth. I recommend it. You won't be disappointed. Okay, and now we have our leader class. So, we have Nemesis Prime from the last night. Obviously, this is a redeco of a little bit later. You can see this on display. And we have our 86 Soundwave. I think that he doesn't need any introduction. It's an 86 Soundwave. We wanted to make sure that he was beefed up enough. He still is compatible with all the previous cassettes that we have done since Siege. We've just essentially made him a little bit taller so that his proportions are a little bit better and match the animation. Worked with Koki-san on this one. Koki always does amazing figures. He actually did the Nemesis and the Optimus Prime that is also on screen right here. So, fantastic stuff. And then, of course, TF4 Grimlock. We had actually hoped to bring the painted prototype, but it was not ready. It got stuck in shipping. So hopefully we will have it revealed at MCM London in a couple weeks. So please bear with me and look forward to seeing that model painted then, and photos will get out there. Pre-orders to be determined at a later date. And of course, I'm going to talk about our See Now, Buy Now. If you come on down to our booth right now, you can pick up your Nemesis Prime and the Air to Force Minicons team. We wanted to make sure to get the Star Saber out there in this fantastic redeco of the Commander Class Optimus Prime with his Nemesis face broken scene that happens in a literal 0.1 seconds of the animation, but we wanted to make sure to get it out there. Mark put a lot of work into this and it turned out fantastic. But okay, this one's probably controversial. We did a new wheelie, and everybody's been telling me they love it or hate it, which is great. So, yeah, Deluxe Retro Wheelie. We wanted to make sure that we wanted to beef him up with the other mini-bots that we've been doing lately. Worked with Kunihiro-san on this. I can confirm he is 100% a new mold. More than likely, you all can guess there will be an 86 redeco in the future, but we wanted to get out his toy version
You're welcome.
first. So
Thanks for tuning in.
Retro card. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. His pre-orders were available a couple days ago for Walmart Con. I believe they're still up and available, so by all means, if you would like one, please pre-order. And he is paired with Retro Outback. We actually snuck in the pieces for Outback when we did the Dead Brawn for the 86 pack, because there's a little bit of room left in the tools, so Shu and I were like, hey, let's put Outback in here so we can get him done a little bit later. And we did. So here he is. But yeah, his pre-orders are also available. So, if you would like one, please pre-order it. And now, finally, a little bit of new news. So, thank you for your patience. So, just to reiterate where we have been. So, timelines. It's a wonderful little capsule where we're exploring what happens when Transformer characters wake up in different time periods and different locations, and we're just kind of exploring that. We had some history of it with our comics, and everybody had been screaming us to do Hearts of Steel. Funny story with Lenny over here, when we had started working on Hearts of Steel, and I was so excited about it, Lenny went, oh, you mean that comic from 20 years ago? And I was like, what are you talking about? It was not 20 years ago, and it in fact was 20 years ago. So, maybe it's old.
It is a time traveling.
Yeah, a little bit. Just another day of breaking my heart. It's okay.
You haven't missed anything new. It was just a recap from San Diego Comic-Con. This is the first new thing they're showing.
We don't really have an official name with this because the idea, obviously, as you can see, was samurai, but it ended up becoming more of a feudal Japan theme. So obviously with this first pack, because I'm just going to warn you right now, we're only going to be showing you the first one because we'll be revealing the second one at MCM London in 2 weeks. So we're only going to be showing off Optimus and Starscream right now. So, if you wouldn't mind. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously we have our Optimus Prime and our Starscream. Optimus Prime is based off of a samurai, and he will turn into an ox cart with a trailer. We'll actually show you here in a moment. And Starscream turns into an eagle. So the Decepticons for this are actually based off of like yokai and Japanese demons. So Starscream is based off of a Tengu, who is based off of the mountain hermits of the Yamabushi in Japan, which is something that Kunihiro-san was teaching me about when we first started and kicked this off. And it ended up being really cool, and it was a really fun learning experience. Would you mind hitting the next slide? So, thank you. Yes, of course. This is literally.
That's pretty good.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Well,
Bravo.
It's just not Ox Cardimus.
Ox Cardimus.
That would be an original character. Maybe that's what we'll do for a redeck. But this ended up being one of my favorite Optimus Primes to work on. I kicked off the sketch with Kunihiro-san, and essentially they were like charmed with the idea of doing this theme, and so I learned a lot about like more Japanese history and things like that. An ox cart and trailer just made sense, like for what is a truck and trailer. When we were talking about doing these different themes, it's like, well, there weren't exactly vehicles in feudal Japan, so what do you do? And so we were like, oh, we'll just do animals. I think that makes a lot of sense. And man, if we had a nickel every time we made one of our iconic characters into hooping creatures, we'd have 2 nickels right now, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. We did Megatron as one in Cyberverse. We made him a bull. So yeah, and then Starscream, we did an eagle because what was very interesting is when we were digging in deep, a lot of the Japanese feudal lords really got into hawking and falconry. So there's a lot of statues in Japan of like these samurai warlords with like an eagle perched like on their arms. And because of that, it made it seem like the eagle or the hawk was like the number 2 in command. And we're like, oh, that's perfect. So that's why we kind of landed on that with Starscream. Oh, actually.
Oh, his box of treasures.
Would you go to the next slide?
I would love to go to the next slide.
So big shout outs to Amy, our packaging designer. She actually studied some Japanese art for college, so she wanted to make sure that she embodied. I'll leave that close.
You could fill in the back of it.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, just
So
the windows.
she really wanted to embody the Japanese sword box aesthetic, which usually featured gold filament and had an animal on it. So that's what these guys are based off of. And of course, we'll be putting these down in our booth after this, so please all stop by so you can check them out. They are obviously deluxe scale, and as I mentioned, we will be showing off Megatron and Bumblebee in a couple weeks at MCM London. So please wait on that, and pre-orders will actually be coming in November. And yeah, I guess please look forward to it, and then look forward to future themes that we're looking to explore here.
For something slightly different.
Okay, thank God Ben wrote these notes. So if it sounds more coherent than normal, it's because Ben wrote these. So thank you, Ben. Okay, time for our 2025 Hall of Fame. We gave you 3 categories to vote on. I don't think Age of the Primes Studio Series is really going to shock anyone, but here goes. Click. So, we have Leader Class Megatronus, the Fallen, coming in with a 35.6% of the vote. So he is the inductee into the Hall of Fame for Age of the Primes in 2025. He was the clear winner. If you were curious about 2nd and 3rd place, 2nd place was Onyx Prime, and Skybite came in 3rd, with an honorable mention going to Star Optimus Prime. And then, of course, next was the favorite studio series, and I don't think it's going to shock anybody, but are there any guesses? Oh God, you got it. Yeah. No shocks here. Here we go. Leader Class Studio Series 86 Megatron. I'm happy that everybody has enjoyed this figure. Actually, funny story. So this Megatron and the Megatronus were both designed by Yuya over at Takara Tomy, who's normally the car guy, but I guess now he's the tank guy. So, okay, that's great. It's great. He's got a lot of skills. It's awesome. So here we see him in both modes. He has matte shifted himself, and obviously, big kudos to Dave White, who has taken these photos, and they are fantastic. This was a landslide victory. He got 54.6% of the vote, followed, of course, by Leader Class Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, which, that's wonderful, thank you. And then, of course, Voyager Class TF1 Sentinel Prime. I was kind of shocked about that, but I'm glad you really liked it. And then, right after that was the 86 Long Haul and Hook, which, to be honest, I had expected Devastator to make this, but you know what? This is great, too. And of course, next up is going to be our fan favorite exclusive for the year. This was a lot closer than I think anybody expected, and to be honest, I'm kind of shocked. Does anybody have any guesses what the exclusive that won would be? Close, but no. So here we go. Yo! Oh. I know, right? I know. No, granted, I worked on this figure, so I'm very excited about it, but then I was still like, what? Oh, okay. So, where are my Transformers Cybertrain fans? Cybertron fans? Yes, we definitely need to do more of that. So, here we go. He edged out a victory. It was very close. He won by about 30 votes. So, the one that came next was actually Timeline's Heart of Steel, Optimus Prime, and Starscream. So, they came in second, which is wonderful. And then, of course, BMAC's clear favorite was the Sea Spray, and that came in third. Yeah, I know. I don't know how this happened, but Armada Nemesis Prime is also on there, and it's the one that people can only buy now, so I don't know why that was even allowed to be voted on, but it was a very tight race. And with that, we're actually going to end the Transformer segment on our human inductee. There were so many deserving individuals, it was hard to pick. However, this year's was actually kind of pretty easy to pick. So, Ron Friedman. Sadly, we actually ended up just losing him this year. He was fantastic, obviously. He stands as one of the master storytellers who gave Transformers its heart, its humor, and its humanity. As a screenwriter who helped bring Cybertron's heroes and villains to life, Friedman transformed, quite literally, the concept of warring machines into an epic saga of courage, sacrifice, and identity. His work on the original Transformers animated series and the landmark 1986 film that traumatized us all laid the emotional and creative foundation for a universe that continues to evolve. And I apologize for the flickering of the screen, it's just going to be how it is. And then obviously, through his vision, Optimus Prime, Megatron, and countless others became more than just characters, they became cultural icons, symbols of leadership, resilience, and the eternal struggles between good and evil. Friedman's storytelling bridged generations, blending thrilling adventures and timeless moral depth, and igniting imaginations around the world. So, our inductee into the Hall of Fame for pioneering creativity, enduring impact, Ron Friedman, and Transformers, embodies the spirit of transformation itself, proving that courage and heart can turn even the coldest of steel into legend. God damn it, BMAC, that was a good line. Thank you, Ron, for all that you gave us. Your stories will live on in our hearts and minds
Shouts to
forever.
BMAC.
And with that, I will say, thank you.
All right. Up next will be Ghostbusters, followed by G.I. Joe.
All right, so now, a quick video interlude sponsored by our friends at Walmart, which is how we will see if the sound is going to work on this.
Nope.
Let's do a voiceover.
Anybody in the back who knows about the AV stuff or knows where that nice human is?
Technical difficulties, folks.
Let's see.
Eject.
Chloe, would you mind seeing if you can poke your head out and find a nice human? Because both of our next segments are videos and we will need sound for them.
That
All right,
makes
so
sense. This
let's
video is going to show a very stock Walmart. Very stock Walmart.
we love this song.
This part.
I like that you put the person who's never been on a panel after somebody who's incredibly experienced at a panel.
There's so much G.I. Joe to talk about that I figured
We're waiting on,
we would just give you all the time.
Waiting on a fix for the sound. Oh, to have a stocked Walmart. Right? Legends tells of those. What do you guys think of the Transformers reveal? Transformers reveal. I was gonna get us demonetized.
Don't be ready for that, and your kids are gonna die.
The folks from Cold Slither are in the crowd, for those that are wondering what the ruckus is.
I really got into the Japanese stuff recently. It's wild. Wild intelligence.
Just everyone hang tight. They're working on a little AV issue.
It's kind of cold here in New York. Hopefully they get this fixed.
If I get enough money in Super Chat, I'll show you guys what Toy Shiz looks like. He's sitting next to me.
Your money's gonna go bing, 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 bing. Don't tease him like that.
I didn't say what part of you.
You can show my shoe.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the Amazon drop. You know what? Spectre and Adam Smash already went up. Unfortunately, everything for the Walmart con went up 40 minutes early today. So if you don't see it now, it's probably already gone. Just FYI. But that's the good thing about Walmart con. They'll return. They will return when they start to ship. So
It's amazing when you see Toyshes for the first time. He's just a big walking logo with a body. It's really interesting.
yeah, it's creepy. Hey everyone, can I interest you in the Lost Boys? Become one of us. Code of conduct. What you pay? Oh good, you got Wheelie and Outback. Nice. Yes, that is it for Transformers. They're gonna have some more stuff at London MCM,
Here.
which I believe.
I'll try to get Lenny to wave hi. Lenny.
Oh, nice. You got your receiver now. Thank you. For those of you just joining, they're having some technical difficulties.
There you go. I got them to wave. See? Look at them. Aren't they just angels? Just angels. Guys, this is live television. All right, here we go. We're back. Bring toys to work with the $5 super chat to show Toyshes. All right, ready? I'm gonna show you. There he is.
He wasn't lying.
I showed you Toyshes.
Okay, all right, ready?
Hey everybody, I'm Corey, one of the photographers here at Hasbro, and today we're at North Smithfield Walmart checking out the latest and greatest diorama collaboration. Let's check it out. When Walmart approached us about this very unique opportunity, we were given 2 weeks to create 4 very unique dioramas. And we've done it for all your favorite action brands: Marvel, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and of course everybody's favorite, in a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars. At Hasbro, we've been doing dioramas for over 25 years, and we're very excited to bring our latest and greatest to you here at Walmart. We're inspired to make very creative dioramas and keep raising the bar because of fans like you. So make sure to check out your local Walmart and pick up some of these great figures today. Right, Chewie?
Woof.
Chewie, you have anything to say?
On our brand, and make sure that you go and check out that. So in some stores it's an islander and it's getting refreshed with new products, so there's like spots for the product around it. In some stores the dioramas are actually at the top of the shelf, like over your regular toy aisle, but they are pretty cool to check out. And I don't think that
in some stores there's none of them.
Sorry, say again?
In some stores there's none of them.
And in some stores there are none of them. You could go to a different Walmart, it's a bit like a scavenger hunt. But it's cool because our team,
That's a nice way of putting it.
Oh, sorry. You're knocking all my stuff over. All right, there we go. So it's cool because on our teams, we haven't really had an opportunity to see dioramas produced like this on a mass scale at stores. And so it's really cool to know that like the same Transformer scene is in 1,000 different stores across the country. Like, that's fun. We like that. It's good. Are you waiting for funsies, or would you like me to? Yes.
Are all of the dioramas for the 1,000 stores handmade?
That is a great question. Is our Walmart team here and would like to comment on that? That is a solid question. Let me do a little digging, and if you come and see me at the booth later, I will try to have an answer for you.
We can always lie.
We can, I mean, hand constructed. See, there's a legal license.
Is Target here?
All right, so next up, we are going to skip into our middle section. So So we are very excited that Pat was able to join us at the panel today, but we thought he wasn't going to be able to, so we made a very silly video. And so we're gonna play that, and then because he is here, we'll talk through some of like the design elements a little bit more in depth. Sound okay?
Cool.
Excellent, thank you. You didn't really have a choice. You could.
Nothing I love more than a captive audience.
Welcome to Hasbro Laboratories, where imagination, innovation, and a questionable amount of caffeine combine to bring toys to life. In 1986, Kenner answered the call with the first spectacular line of toys based around the real Ghostbusters, including Proton Pack, Ecto-1, Ghost Galore. These toys were absolutely incredible for the kids that got to play with them growing up. But what happened to the toy concepts that never worked? Those that were too daring, too advanced, or simply too bizarre to make it to toy shelves? We're about to go behind the scenes into Hasbro's Design Center. So this is our top secret behind the scenes area where we're going to show you what it takes to bring some of those concepts back to life, especially for our new Ecto-Glow capsule collection. So there's no filming allowed back here. There's lots of IP sensitive things that are happening. Through the magic of dramatizations, we'll be able to show you what our designer's creative process may have looked like.
Our designers, like Pat and Zach here, do countless hours of rigorous product testing and research to get the creative juices flowing, until finally the idea strikes. Behold, the 1991 Ecto-Glow Copter, a marvel of toy engineering so ahead of its time, it was never actually produced. Working closely with our friends in Hollywood, our designers devised the perfect plan to bring the Glowcopter back to life. Through painstaking orthographic sketches, front view, side view, top view, every angle is carefully rendered, because ghosts don't like sloppy geometry. With our initial line drawings completed and sent off to our sculpting partners, the designers patiently await the first round of 3D CAD files, but their work is only just beginning. With a miracle of modern technology, the first round of 3D files appear on our designers' screens. From there, the files are sent off to the model shop for fabrication, where our master model artist inspects the work with painstaking care. Each color has been matched with the precision of restoring a Renaissance masterpiece, because nothing says high art like a glow-in-the-dark helicopter from 1991.
At long last, the fabled Ecto-Glow Copter rises from the ashes and will be ready to take flight for San Diego Comic-Con 2026. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for this sneak peek into our design process. If you're curious about more on The Real Ghostbusters, you can check out The Real Ghostbusters, A Visual History by Craig Goldberg and Troy Benjamin. It is full of all kinds of really cool information about the show, the toys, basically everything you wanted to know about the world of Real Ghostbusters. And if you're curious about kind of the world of packaging art, what it takes to really recreate that artwork that was for new toys that didn't exist in the 80s that we're doing now, and that classic Kenner line look, check out Pat's interview with Harry Moore that was taped at San Diego Comic-Con that will be up on Hasbro Pulse Socials this afternoon. Harry is an incredible artist. He's done all of our Kenner artwork for us over the last 5 years. You really want to hear him talk about what his process is. And so again, thank you. And then remember that the Kenner Vault is deep and full of mysteries, so you never know what may be in store for us next. It was a really fun afternoon filming that.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it's filming again. No. The skeleton was a fun touch, and now we get to pose that all over the office in fun spots, which was lovely. So because Pat is here, we'll have him talk a little bit more kind of in depth about what the process of recreating a toy that really only existed as like there was one physical prototype of it, but it showed up in this Kenner 1991 toy fair catalog, which was shockingly difficult to find, but we have one in person. It is, if you come down to the booth, you can flip through it and look, but it is such a cool time capsule of like what toy collecting used to be like, especially if you have kids that are growing up now, and you get to try to explain to them what we used to do with catalogs where we go in and circle everything because the internet didn't exist kind of a thing. But it is. You can't circle in this one. It was expensive.
If you guys want to see
You can find your own catalog to circle in.
some really
So
great
the
toy
Glow
catalogs,
Copter,
go
correct me
check
if I'm
out
wrong,
Battle
showed
Armor
up in
Dad
this catalog,
on Instagram.
And then Kenner canceled the line and never made it.
Yep. Yeah, it crushed the dreams of dozens of children everywhere. And I've kind of been doing everything I can to boost those dreams. So being able to find the Glowcopter in the vast history of Kenner products that we could have made that fire truck that never got made.
There's some really cool stuff in this catalog.
There's a lot of Ghostbusters stuff in here that never got made in 1991. So it gave us a lot to choose from, but when we decided to do the Ecto Glow capsule collection, it was really important for me that the final item, the kind of top of the mountain for the Ecto Glow is that Glowcopter that never came out. So working really painstakingly to get it as close as we could to the two reference photos that exist. Because what people might not know is there was a line of toys for Police Academy, and the Glowcopter was originally the Crime Mulcher, and the Crime Mulcher also never came out. So it makes it twice as hard to find any kind of prototype or anything having to do with it. So getting orthographic drawings done based on, two or three images that you see here, pretty much what we can find from the internet, is a challenge, but we are confident that we have recreated this thing as close as possible with as few concessions as we could imagine.
And for those of you who are sitting in the audience going, so why don't they talk us through this process with all of their products? Great question. This is a weird baby. So usually we would not give you this kind of insight into the development process because so many things change along the journey. Product may not come out, it may look nothing like where we started. But because this is an item that we're basing off of a catalog image that has been around for 34 years, we thought it would be a really fun treat to kind of get to walk everybody through what it takes to really recreate a toy from something like that. One of the other cool things that we were given was the actual instruction sheet from 1991.
That's awesome.
Yeah, being in this community, we have a fan council that we'll talk to about certain things, and they may have access to or have lost things, or this was actually in the Ghost Corps archives.
Yeah, it was in a box of stuff that Ivan Reitman had brought over years ago that had been in a storage locker. That when Craig was doing the visual history book, they were looking through all the paperwork and they just found this, which is so cool. Yeah. Oh, 100% haunted.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah.
So it's always really interesting to look at stuff like this and see how kind of simple the instructions used to be.
Yeah.
And then now we've got multiple pages and multiple.
At the time check, you have 3 minutes left.
Do I? That's a lot.
You sure?
That's a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, I wanted to give you guys a closer look at some of the orthographic views here. We do these line drawings, these tech drawings, so that we can get a feel for scale. Make sure all the pieces, seem like where they should be. So our 3D artists will go in using these orthographic views to really make the model as close as possible to the drawing. So the drawings are probably the most important part in any of our product development. I know that Lenny does all his own drawings. Like a crazy person.
Problems.
But from there, after I think it's 2-3 weeks, sometimes a month, we get some 3D back in, and then we start fine tuning. I will bother Tony to print me things, and we will, comment on the scale, and this piece doesn't fit here, and this doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and this piece is broken.
Or maybe the figure that you need to fit into this doesn't quite fit right. So
Joe's will be coming up in about 2 minutes.
So making sure it fits with all your favorite Ghostbusters was very important to me. Make sure nobody's head gets chopped off with those letters. And then if you want to go to the next one, working with Harry Moore, who again is a fantastic artist. And I feel like I underutilize him because I'm just like, Harry, help me make stuff that looks old.
Transformers was first.
And he does so much work for Hasbro as a whole. It's always fun when we get to do like a little nerdy project where I'm like, I need a dashboard and I have no clue what it looks like. And we'll just go back and forth about, let's put a radar with some little ghosts on there and a joystick and like a little phone keypad. So we did know what some of these details looked like, but for the most part, I think maybe like 4 people have ever seen the actual prototype of this. And I think we got it pretty close. I think everybody's going to be real happy.
I can't believe you're complaining about the number of instructions next to a Transformer design. Seriously?
That's why I don't play with Transformers.
It's just like, oh no, it's got 4 steps. I was like, you fool!
And last slide.
Yep. So a lot of the information that is out there for real Ghostbusters.
Glad to help with the stream. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and X at AIC_podcast.
Real Ghostbusters visual history by
Ton more of coverage from New York Comic Con and all other kinds of things happening on there.
And it's painstakingly researched. The last third of the book is all about the toys, and there are more sketches for things that I've never seen before. There's like a dump truck and like all this crazy stuff that really is like how they used to make the toys, and it's so fun to look at. You can get it wherever books are sold, I would imagine. Fine books are sold. Fine books.
Is there anything that you would like to say to close out our Ghostbusters segment? By the way, we did take 4 minutes instead of 3 minutes. So,
See you in the office.
I get 2 I was right this month.
Like a Malik. Thank you guys.
Okay, and now we're headed into G.I. Joe.
All right, and now G.I. Joe. As you know, the G.I. Joe team talks a whole lot when we do this.
We do?
I know, what a shock.
Besmirch the name.
I will. My name is along with all of your names. I am just as guilty. So I'm going to speed run through the stuff that you've already seen.
Give me a cobra in the chat if you're excited.
And Mark, and I guess Pat, if he wants to jump in, the most time that they have to talk about new stuff. Sound good? Great. Perfect. All right, so, convention exclusives. Great news is Pythona! Come and get her in the booth if she hasn't sold out already, or for Pulse Premium members online at HasbroPulse.com until quantities are sold out. It will also be sold at our other fall conventions that will be out on the off chance that you'll be, hanging out in London or Italy later this month. Great.
Yeah, you want me to say anything?
More Pythona. No, you already talked about this.
All right.
This is save it for the other stuff. Although this note does say, have Lynn talk about stuff. I'm ignoring that. Sorry, Ben. Next, all right. Ooh. Ghost Viper Diaries. Also already announced and talked about, but look at these very pretty pictures. Ooh.
After illustrations,
She's gonna blow her up.
phenomenal. This man, Letty just created an amazing toy here that is so inspiring. Like, I love these so much.
And go see them on display down in the booth. Also, Mark, you have quickly picked up on the fact that we just jump in at any time in the panel, which is good.
Okay.
That's the only way your voice gets heard here.
There you
is
go.
We're chatterboxes. So he fits right in. All right, perfect. Ready? Product reveals. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, no,
New stuff.
This note says, I need a little more energy than that. Who's ready for product reveals? Yes, you can.
All right.
These you can talk about. All right. So over the last week or so, we've been revealing some of the name-only reveals from SDCC and what we call the Road to New York Comic Con. So here's a look at who we revealed first. Hit and Run. That's real, right? You've seen this before? That's not a lie? Great.
We don't more images of the note, don't we?
We do, but the notes are on this page.
Oh, all right. Well, we have Hit and Run. You guys have seen the render reveal throughout the week.
If I'll click through and you just talk about it.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, all right.
We don't rehearse. We couldn't.
No, we do not. We actually don't even do notes most of the time. This is just a very sweet gift from BMAC to us, so. Yeah.
Shouts to BMAC.
Images of Hit and Run, the packaging art for Hit and Run. You as you guys can see, he's loaded out to the gills. He has his assault rifle. He actually has a machete that goes into his duffel bag. The duffel bag will open up. You can put all his gear in there, so he can propel down. His secondary gear has a hook on it, so you can put the cord through there and pose him out, so it's on some images. And I'm very excited about this one. When I was a kid, the second G.I. Joe ever got was his one. So we had to go all in on this guy.
See better.
I think the Florida figures were better though, right?
Lenny, you have 32 slides to get through. It's
Go,
16
go, go.
minutes. All right. Mole rat,
And our
stage
mole rat
2.
stage
Woo.
2. So we wanted to play some mole rats for, you can see we've got the glow in the dark aspect going on with them like crazy, but Tony had an idea. He's like, let's make this more gross. Tony actually did the design for this awesome head. As you guys can see, the energon sickness is growing.
Gross.
Who would like to see what next comes next in the state? The state, how far the energon conversion?
We don't have it prepped for right now. He's asking if you want to see it in the future. Just to clarify.
Sorry, I wanted to get more gross?
More gross. Oh, and there's a note that says, and there's that basketball court again, ... So I'm sure that will come into play later on. All right, and next up, Lifeline.
Yeah, so Lifeline was a must. We needed our second medic. As you guys can see here, he's also really kitted out. His loadout is awesome. He has a backpack. He has a suitcase that actually opens up, and there's a rebreather in there, so you can put him on other Joes that are incapacitated. He also comes with a saline bag, so you can put it on other figures' joints, and they could look like he's giving them fluids.
They're running through the render reveals that were leading up to New York Comic Con before we get to the new stuff.
Green glasses, as well as he has 2 sets of goggles, because we don't want you to stretch out your goggles on his helmet, so that you can put the smaller pair on his face if you want to have the helmet on.
Why are the mole rats attacking Lifeline on the basketball court?
Well, things got a little out of hand with Cobra. They're looking for Energon in the interstate.
Well, not quite. It's not like a gun or is he a pacifist? It's a question of an
Oh, that's right. If you guys want, you can take the gun off of his strap. And that's right. Not just the pistol, but the holster itself comes off. So if you don't want to have a pistol at all, you can take it off.
Right, so go ahead.
And then Night Viper, unanticipated, we needed in the line. He's one of the coolest troopers to come out of D. As you guys can see here, he's pretty kitted out. All of his knives stowed, one on his shin, because that's where you keep your knives, I guess. He also comes with a visor, as you guys can see. In the images, on the visor, like an optic that'll come off and go onto his gun, as well as you can customize it across the figure. We're really excited to have him in there. We got a lot of cool spot glosses and matte on this figure to make it really pop.
Ooh. All right, and lastly, we revealed the final new recruit from the 1987 movie. That's right, Ethan Basketball.
So we had to get him in there. You know, this is the start of a new collection as well. Big Lob's awesome. He's never really had a true figure. I think there's been customized figures back in the day, but I really wanted to do him justice. I want to bring him to a modern day. He had to have a basketball. Basketball is actually glued to his hand for safety reasons. He comes with a grenade launcher. He actually comes with a secondary grenade in case you want to throw it like you did in the cartoon.
Is that also for safety reasons?
For safety
Is it a
reasons.
grenade launcher?
That'll pass through the choking gauge, that grenade.
Sure.
The grenade launcher stows on his bandolier.
And you gave fun names for those, what, there's like the alley-oop and
Yeah, it was the alley-oop, the finger roll. I gotta look at my.
Oh, these are his fighting game moves?
No.
Okay.
The name goes
Oh,
okay. Mark will be illustrating that to you guys on the file card online.
Mark is also responsible for all of the incredible but silly names for all the weaponry on the tech specs for the HasLabs that we do. And he does all of the writing for Cobra Commander voices for all of the projects that are perhaps sent to somebody who may be sitting in the front audience. I don't know.
Yeah, Cold Slither is in the audience.
All right, let's see. Oh, more basketball.
Yeah, these scenes.
This figure's a slam dunk.
Shouts to Shooting the Galaxy on Instagram for doing these photos. Matt's amazing.
Is this too much? We're like, no, this is just right.
Matt is a genius. Yeah.
There are a couple of times where we've looked at it and go, no, that's too much.
But you gotta let an artist art, right?
But remember, Remember, nobody ever dies in G.I. Joe.
That's right.
So, that's the rule. Ben wrote me a lot of notes in all caps. That's right, he dunks, he scores! 5 exclamation points. And lastly, he's overwhelmed by the mole rat horde, but don't worry, Big Lob is safe. Be sure to check out all the Dio images online, and you'll see he gets some oxygen from Lifeline after he defeats the mole rats. And now you're like, wow, you just showed me 5... So he does this thing where he tries to write in my voice, and it feels very, very funny and horrifically accurate, and it makes me so irritated.
He knows it too well.
Our desks are right across from each other, so we can look at each other in meetings and give each other silly faces, and it's a lot of time to spend together. So, I apologize. So now you're like, wow, you just showed me 5 new classified figures. When can I add all of these to my collection? 3 question marks. Good news, all 5 characters you just saw, Hit and Run, Mole Rat, Stage 2, Lifeline, Night Viper, and Big Lob will all be available pre-order this coming Tuesday, October 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on HasbroPulse.com and wherever fine toys are sold. This is the first wave of our mainline offerings for 2026, and you should expect these to show up in the spring of 26. Again, the pre-order on this is coming Tuesday the 14th, so that means you have all day Monday to prep yourself for the Tuesday pre-order. Again, that's 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where you like to pre-order your favorite G.I. Joes. Click.
Do we have an image of everything they said? That is the fastest.
Yeah, we can post it online later. Okay, who's ready for render reveal?
All right, guys.
Back at San Diego Comic-Con, we tested this piece, and it's been fun to hear so many definitive statements about who this belongs to. So how about we just show you?
I thought it was a dirty toenail.
Is there an Ankylosaurus?
That's right, it's the Cobra Law Royal Guard. We've been loving Cobra Law so much, we need to get them into the line sooner rather than later. But Lenny did what Lenny does and classified these guys up. So Lenny, tell us more about what we're seeing here.
I did what I do.
You can read that. That would be incredible. What you've done.
Another figure I loved as a child. I actually never had him. The kid down the block, Mike Cornmole, had him, and I always play with him when we'd have our play date. Anyways.
16 slides left.
Oh, all right. So this figure's back to the gills, but we pushed it a little bit. Just like Nemesis in Mortal, he actually can upgrade. So using Cobra Law Biotech, he can grow bigger armor, and you can put wings on him as well. The base figure can wear the cape as well as the armored up version. The cape is soft goods. We also looked at, in the movie, you can see some of the Cobra Lions, I'll call them. They were like a blue skin biotech race. So we added some of those heads in there so you can true build and really play out on your shelf. Cobra Law.
All right, so now we're gonna do something a little bit different for a render reveal, and it's not necessarily something we've done on the line before, so bear with us while we kind of explain what we're thinking, okay? Ooh. So, that's right. Perhaps Clover Commander has given you a couple of hints about this, but you need something to fight those snowcats that you all backed, right? So the Arctic Assault Hiss Tank is here. More info to come on pre-orders later this year, but be sure to stop by the booth and check out the physical model that will be in the case later this afternoon. So you have a bit of time to get back, get in the case, and will be on display for the remainder of the weekend. So the way that we have been doing projects like this that use some of the tooling that we've been doing for HasLabs, this is going to be one of our made-to-order pre-order items. So what does that mean? It means that you have 30 days, a 30-day window on HasbroPulse.com to place your order, to say, yes, I want one of these, 2 of these, however many you want of these. And then, after those 30 days, we will say, okay, this is the number of them that everybody was excited about. So the reason we do this instead of just a regular pre-order is we want to make sure that we are producing enough of them so that everybody who wants one can get one. Because if we just call the number now, we may be short, people may be sad, so we want to make sure that everybody who wants one of these can get one. The way that made-to-orders work, instead of HasLabs, is just like a regular pre-order, you do not get charged until this ships out. So this will be shipping out at the end of 2026, so your card will not be charged. It's basically like you're putting a hold down and saying that you're interested in having one. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Reasonable, great. And then the other rule for this is it always has to be cheaper than the HasLab version of it. So it looks beautiful. Come and check out the physical model this afternoon, and then more information on when the campaign will open for this will be coming later this year. All right, and since you all seem to like teasers so much, here's one for you to ponder for a while. What even is that? You're just going to have to wait and see.
I don't even know.
Okay, so how about some name-only reveals? Are you ready for this? Click. Female Crimson Guards. Should be a nice crystal, right? Then we've got, come on, clicky thing. Crazy Legs.
Hey.
That's right, for anyone who did back the Dragonfly, you now have a chance to add Crazy Legs to your collection. And yes, we are talking about classic red and gray. Clearly a very covert color scheme. That's Crazy Legs. Do you think I was supposed to read that in a sarcastic voice or just say sarcastic?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. But great news, it doesn't end there. We like the original 13 members around here, right? Dennis is waiting for cheers, so. That's right. Is it even a reveal if somebody doesn't have a mustache?
So many mustaches, so little time.
Excited for Zach to be joining the collection and working to fill out our original 13 roster. And who knows, maybe there are even more original 13 characters planned for 2026. You'll just have to wait and see. So that does it for our name-only reveals. You're all pretty smart, and you can guess how these will be executed, and probably guess that you'll be able to pre-order them somewhat soon. But now, let's move on to our final order of business for G.I. Joe, and that is our 2025 Hall of Fame. For this year, Hall of Fame, we asked you 2 questions. First, your favorite 1983 character. Since we kicked this off last year with the 1982 characters, we wanted to follow up with year 2 and see how you all felt. And spoiler alert, there's a good chance next year will be your favorite. What year?
84!
84! Woo! That is correct, character. Second, we asked you your favorite classified figure of the year. This is always tricky, as not all figures from the year are in the hands yet, but the entire year has been revealed, so we'll try our best, right? I do think, as most of you feel, though, that our best figure of the year is already out, though. Okay, so are you ready to see who won?
Woo!
That's right, it's Destro. Your favorite 1983 character, no big surprise, is Destro with almost 30% of the vote. Everybody loves a weapon supplier. Coming in second was Snowjob, followed by Gung Ho, and the Duke Mailaway figure, and then Airborne. Strong Joe representation after the best Cobra character, in my opinion. It could be that he's Scottish and has a castle, so maybe I'm a little biased. Oh, that was from Ben, because Ben is Scottish, not me, so.
McClay?
Yeah. So how about your favorite classified figure of the year? That's right, it's Crystal Ball. So I don't think anyone is really surprised by this. I mean, if there was a character that instantly got better with classified treatment, it definitely was Crystal Ball.
You were wrong!
You got second place, which you would know if you let me read through the next paragraph. Is second place okay, or you?
No!
Just an FYI.
Do you have data to support that, or is that just?
Yeah, look at us! We're fantastic! We're amazing!
All right, simmer down. 2 more paragraphs. Calm yourself. All right.
He's not even here!
Well, Holly, would you like to come up and give a speech for being second runner-ups on this? Come on.
The best heavy metal band in the world! Oh, you people never want us number 2, you want us number 1, right? We'll get it tomorrow night at the Gramercy Theatre. 8 o'clock doors. You're all gonna join us soon, right?
Oh, good. Oh, I don't know, a bunch of madmen have broken into the Hasbro tent.
Cold Slither will be performing at the Gramercy tomorrow night. We'll be there. We'll have video of it when it does happen, so just stay tuned.
Beautiful second place runner-up speech. And now, for the human inductee, which I apologize, also not you guys. The human inductee part of the Hall of Fame. I feel, without the human who is being inducted, you probably wouldn't exist. So, trade-off. Thank you. So, this person really needs no introductions, but absolutely deserves to be the second human inductee into the Hall of Fame. So that's right. It is Mr. Larry storytelling like Larry Hama and G.I. Joe. As a creative force who transformed a line of figures into a universe of heroes, Hama really defined what it meant to tell stories of courage, duty, and identity. His groundbreaking work on G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, brought depth, personality, and moral complexity to every character, turning code names into icons and battles into lessons about honor and teamwork. Across comics, toys, television, and beyond, G.I. Joe became a cultural touchstone, inspiring generations to believe that knowing is half the battle. Larry Hama's vision elevated action into art, forging a legacy that continues to shape storytelling and spark imaginations around the globe. Larry's work on G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero is still going strong 40 plus years later, making it one of the most longest running comic series by the same writer. So please join us in thanking Larry for everything he has done for G.I. Joe and continues to do.
A true icon.
As the band mentioned, please come and see Cold Slither tomorrow at the Gramercy Theater. The first 100 people through the door get a free exclusive iCobra New York t-shirt. The band today, they will be, I believe, if it's still okay with you guys, if we haven't made you too upset, gracing us with your presence. Oh, Zartan wants me to pay him, I see. Gracing us with their presence in the booth after the panel. Come by, say hi. If you buy a Cold Slither set, which we happen to have a couple of in the booth, I bet you can sweet talk them into signing it for you. May have to slide something in a couple quarters or something to freeze his palms. But come and join us tomorrow night, just in case you forgot what those toys look like. And with that, we will say, Yo Joe.
Yo Joe.
Hilarious picture.
Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you later here on YouTube for the Mondo panel as well as the McFarlane Toys one. So make sure you come back to check those out. Thanks everybody.